Hi, this is Chance, U.S. Navy veteran, #1 best-selling author, minister, and implementation strategist. I want to actually take this time to re-record this video as the replay for you because our live webinar crashed when we were over half an hour into the presentation. So this one is just going to be a quick summary, of course, just to kind of condense and give a general overview of what I said. I think most of you who are in our course will get this information anyhow. And for those who are local, we probably will be able to get through some of this information at our workshop this coming Sunday. So here we go. What are we talking about and what was our webinar all about? Today on our live webinar, we discuss how you can take your book and get booked for speaking engagement. How you can take your book and get booked on podcasts, live streaming event, television shows, get coaching clients, consulting gigs. All of these different things are available to you when you have your book written and published. Listen, name me one author or one speaker out there who does not have a book, and vice versa. Name me one professional speaker today who does not have a book that they speak about or leverage or sell at their event. So take these for example. Right here I have Chris Hogan. Chris Hogan works with Dave Ramsey, and this is Dave Ramsey's book. Dave Ramsey has his book, but guess what? He speaks on his topic at his workshops, live events, and so forth. Brendan Burchard, all of you know him also, many of you know him. But again, books and speaking engagement. If you want to increase your income and impact and influence, you need a book. A book helps you to actually reach more people, touch more lives, and even increase income and revenue, whether it's for your business, your ministry, or charity or nonprofit. All of these things help. Again, name me one major nonprofit out there, be it Christian, faith-based, or anything else, that does not have some kind of resource. And they use those resources to be able to leverage or help their people, give to their donors, and receive income or resources from them. It all works. Today I just got an email from a ministry friend of mine, and guess what? In the email, there was an offer for a book. Hey, we're releasing our brand new book. Give us a donation for this book. Okay? So, it is self-evident, therefore, that you are leaving money on the table if you're already an author. If you're not an author, of course, go to strategicsecrets.com, check out our university. We have Book to Business Bootcamp as a course in our university. If you don't have a book yet, this weekend, Sunday, September the 29th, from 2 to 6 p.m., we are going to be actually teaching you for free 4 hours deep dive training on how to write and publish your book fast. But one of the ways you can leverage it and also make more money, make more impact, touch more lives, go places that you never thought possible, is by writing that book. So we want you to do that today. So that's what the training is all about. So let me give you these strategies and tips real quick. Again, the topic for today is all about taking a book to get booked for speaking engagement, coaching programs, keynote speeches, whatever it may be, as a workshop, a seminar, and so forth. First of all, you have to know your niche. Okay, whatever niche you're in. If you're in relationships, you want to check out events and programs and conferences that have that type of stuff going on, or ministries. If you're in the faith-based community, something on prayer, spirituality, anything along those lines, then you want to contact churches. If you have something for education, youth, young people, you want to contact maybe schools, as an example, or athletes. You want to reach out to athletic associations or even schools, universities, and the like. So it's all based upon your niche. Now, let's start with the churches, for example. That's where I'm in. So I get booked for many speaking engagement by churches, faith-based communities, and ministries because of my books. People will read them, come in contact with them, and hence they will be able to, bring me in to speak. So, for example, recently I spoke on this topic. I spoke at both my churches, first of all, on this very topic: how to win the spiritual game using the #1 secret ingredient to instant success in all areas of your life. A friend of mine locally who has a nice church brought me in also, and I spoke at their church on this particular topic as well. I have a book on prayer. I've taught on prayer for a whole series and seminars. And this weekend, I also did something for one full week, actually, not a weekend, but one full week, And so I'm turning that content also in a book, into a book. So it doesn't matter. Next 2 weeks, I'll be also, my wife and I will be going to San Antonio to do a workshop for a church on relationships. But that is also based on a future book that we plan to write. See? So your book opens doors. Your book is that avenue. That's what I'm telling you. Stop going to networking events with just business cards. Take your books along with you. So this book of mine, this friend of mine, Erica Nino, I coached her into writing and publishing this book. The way she got in touch with me was I went to a local business networking event one time. I didn't have any business card, but I have my book. I gave her a free copy of my book. She got a copy, and she's interested now. She was able to work with me as a coaching client, and I helped her to write her book. But also, she took my book and gave it to a professional organization locally. They brought me in to speak upon this very topic in this book. And I was able to go there, speak to so many people, upsell people into my other program. Not only that, I've spoken at Christian universities. Again, not too long ago, we did one where a nonprofit organization brought us in. They paid for our travel. We didn't even charge them. But when we went there, we spoke on this, monetize your skills, and we taught how to do it. And then people enrolled in our course. We took all the funds from that and we would donate them to the nonprofit because they were going to Kenya. So notice again, we even made more money than the host. We made more money than the nonprofit because we did, again, and I didn't even charge for our speaking fee, but they just brought us there, and I know this thing works. This thing works. So by doing that, we were able to give them all the funds though, but nonetheless, here's the impact. We impacted the students that were there, but we had a greater impact because when that organization went over to Kenya, they were able to touch hundreds of lives. That's the multiplication effect that we're talking about. That's the effect that you have. So if you have a book and you're not speaking, you're leaving money on the table, you're leaving impact and influence on the table. If you have a speaking engagement and you do speak, but you don't have a book, you're also leaving money on the table, and also you are making your competitors gain on you because the one with the book will generally win. Let's say an event planner or coordinator has a speaking engagement coming up, or a conference or workshop, whatever the case may be, and you have two speakers with similar credentials and experiences, but yet one has a book and one don't. Chances are, I would vouch to say that they will more bring the person who has a book, because the book makes you a credible expert. The book sets you up as an authoritative figure on the particular subject matter. So that's why you want to have a book in your quiver. And if you don't, again, go to strategicsecrets.com, check out our university, enroll in Book to Business Bootcamp. If you're local, we are hosting this Sunday, September 29, from 2 to 6 p.m. We are hosting a free workshop locally in McAllen area. And so you can go to strategicsecrets.com/right now and sign up. Right now is spelled WRITENOW. So strategicsecrets.com/right now and sign up right now. Okay, so this is the strategic approach. How do we actually get booked? Okay, several things. One, go to local events, networking events in your community. Of course, the ones that interest you, the ones that are based more into your niche or industry. If you're a physician, if you're in the medical field, you want to go to most networking events on those things. Though you should also branch out and moonlight into others as well. If you're in the faith-based space, visit other churches. Hang out with people who are doing nonprofit work and stuff like that, and community services endeavors. Hang out with those people and let yourself be known so you can show them what you have available. Not only that, but I believe in giving away your books for free. Okay, here's the thing. My book is my business card. I use my books primarily as business cards because they get me into doors, and I don't really use business cards that much. I really don't. I give away my books because it's easier, and not only that, but when they see that, if they want to throw away a business card, it's easy to do, but most people will not throw away a book. Now, let me show you something here. For example, there is going to be a woman event that is coming up. So a ministry is hosting a weekend event, and I am the keynote speaker for the opening night to speak to these women. I am not a woman. I am not part of that ministry, but nonetheless, they were able to tap me for the speaking event because, again, I just released this book, okay, Power Pack Spiritual Affirmations for women specifically. So now I'm able to go and speak for that workshop, that event, that retreat because of my book, and I'm the keynote speaker. Not bragging, but I'm just showing you, impressing upon you what is possible when you take your book and you are able to now get out there and speak. So people invite me to speak all the time. Not only that, even if they don't invite me to speak on the topic of my book, but because now I have 11 published books, they already automatically assume and associate you as an expert, and so they will bring me in to speak on various different topics as well. So that is the power of speaking using your book. How do you book the presentations? Go to networking events, give your books away. You can mail them. For example, if I have a friend, someone that I coached in Canada, and what his strategy was, he mailed his books to executives because he wanted to coach. He's in the leadership space, so he wanted to coach executives. So he mailed a copy of his books to these particular industries, big companies. And so that's a good way. If you are in the legal space, for example, that will be something amazing to also do. If you're in the legal space, you can send your book to law offices and stuff like that, and sign it too. That's always a good thing. Sign it too. I appreciate what you're doing in the community. Wanted you to be the first to have a copy of my brand new book. By the way, if you do need someone to speak on this topic, I'll be delighted to do so. Alrighty, physicians, people in the health space, if you write a book, now you have a book extra product to give to your customers and clients and patients. And that's what we're talking about. I have found also that when I go to a live event and I speak there, people now want to book me for another event or another program. So when I go to other events, people end up booking me because they say, hey, I want you to come and do the same thing at my church. So another thing is when you go to trade shows, conferences, seminars, workshops, any type of event where there's already speakers going on or speaking happening, take your book there. Because what you can do now, you find the coordinators for that particular program and you say, hey, I really appreciate being at this conference today. I learned so much, but I want to give you my book, and hopefully on next year you can come and book, you can book me to be the speaker, or I'd like to share with your audience on the next time you put on this particular event, and you give them a copy of your book. These people are always looking for speakers and they need variety, because they're generally probably not going to bring back the same person year after year. They bring different people in. So now you have an opportunity to go and become the speaker. Now, the money. Show us the money. Okay, the money is there. Now, let's just say hypothetically, we know that most professionals get paid $2,000, $5,000 and above is what most new speakers get to be able to speak at any event. And so that's decent. Imagine doing 12 of those a year, right? Or again, you're selling your other products and program there as well, so that's more money. Another way you can do it is, let's just say the event coordinator or the industry or the niche or whomever is bringing you in, and they might not be able to pay you the salary you're looking for or the fee that you charge. What you can do is, for example, you say, okay, one of the things I want you to do then, I want you to buy a copy of my book or books for every attendee. Okay, so you can do that. That works especially well for schools and non-profits and so forth. So because schools, again, let's say you're speaking to elementary students, they might not buy your book, right? But what you can do is you have the administration buy the books and give it to the kids. Okay, churches, that works very well also. So again, most of the time you've gone to conferences, you've gone to workshop. In the back of the room, there's always a table and the speaker is selling their stuff. So that's what you need to have. You need to have the same thing. So again, this has happened. You go to anybody you hear today, John Maxwell, Tony Robbins, all of these people, Priscilla Schreier, the Obamas, wherever you go, they're going to have something in the back of the room selling, okay? So you don't want to be the guy or the gal that goes to an event and do a nice speech and then you have nothing to sell, okay? So those are some of the basic strategies that I want you to begin to practice. And don't look at it as a cost. Here's why. For example, I like the approach of using my book as a business card, okay? Most business cards seem to be cheap. So let's just say my book though, most of my books, I average as the author, as the owner, For me to print the book myself is roughly $2 and something. So let's say $2. Bigger books like Monetize Your Skills, this is 2 something pages, so this is about $4. So let's just say $4. We're going to even go with the more expensive one. So let's say this book is $4, and I took 10 of these books, for example, and I send them to 10 prospective, places. Could be churches, chambers of commerce, and local businesses who might be interested in the topic. Of course, make sure that your book matches the audience that you're trying to reach. Okay, so but let's say I just send them 10 out, and I got 2, so that's a 20%. So let's just say I got 2 people to respond and hire me to come in and speak on that topic. Okay, so one, we're talking about regular organization and businesses. So let's just say hypothetically, they each, I do lowball. I go $2,500 a piece. That's $5,000. Remember, it only cost me $40. $40, and you've already pocketed, let's say, $5,000. Now, at each event, let's just say hypothetically, there are 100 people there, 100 people, and the book itself is about $15. So let's just say I have, well, if 100 of them bought, or I told the company also to buy the book, so we do that. $1,500, let's just say. $1,500, now I'm at $6,500. While I'm there now, I have a course on this that actually costs, what you may call that, $500. This course itself is $500. So let's say now I don't get a lot. So we're going to say I only have 10 people out of the 100 buy my course for $500. That's now $5,000. So I'm 65 plus 5, that's $11,500. Now, someone, let's just say one person want to coach now, because I do coach people how to do this in either it's 90 days, 100 days, or however 30 days. So I do coaching on this, but let's just say my fee starts about at $2,000. So I add on an extra $2,000 there. Now we say, where were we? We were 11.5. We added on 2,000. That's 13.5. So let's just round it off. We say we probably gonna make, because I have other books and stuff that I'm gonna be selling at the event. So that looks like it's about $15,000 right there, and it only cost me $40 to book those presentations. See what we're saying? What if you give away 100 of these? Okay, 100 of these is only what, $4,000. So now we say, yeah, $4,000 is just expense. But here's the thing: even if we didn't even do any better, because I'm sure the numbers will go up, but let's just say with the same numbers, I spent $4,000 and I made $15,000. That's $11,000 profit. What will that do for your business, your ministry? What more can you do for the world based on that? And remember, you've also touched a whole lot of people as well. So that's the leverage that we're talking about. That's the multiplier that we're talking about. For example, if you wanted to sell 15,000 books, $15,000 worth of books, for example, at that price point, I would need to sell 1,000 books. But I didn't have to sell 1,000 books in order to make $15,000. See what I'm saying? All I did was 2 speaking engagement. I was able to sell nothing near 1,000 books. But then other people got into my courses, and it only took 10. And then 1 coaching program, and that's it. If you repeat that 10 times a year, you're looking at a 6-figure income right there for your business or your ministry and the like. So those are some of the strategies that you will learn when you enroll in Book to Business Bootcamp, whether it's through Strategic Secret University or you come this weekend and we will teach you for free at our Valley Book Writing Workshop. All you got to do is go to strategicsecrets.com/write-now. That is RITENOW. strategicsecrets.com/write-now. Or those of you who are in McAllen and you are on Eventbrite, just go to Eventbrite and look at McAllen and see what's happening this weekend, and you will be able to enroll and register. Because even though it's free, by the way, you must register in order to attend, because we only have limited space for that. I think we have right now probably maybe 10, 12 maximum seats left. So please join us there and up level your life. I hope that touched you. I hope that bless you. Go out there, make a difference, use your book, book more speaking engagement, use your book to increase your income, use your book to increase your influence and impact around the world, touching as many lives as possible. God bless you.